What is going on, basketball fans, and welcome back to NBA GOAT News. And what a showdown we had last night as the Los Angeles Lakers squared off against the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans came out strong, eager to put an end to their recent struggles. Brandon Ingram, the former Laker, was on fire. He dropped 32 points on the night and led Orleans to an early 56-46 lead at halftime. The energy was insane, and with just 10 players suited up, the Pelicans showed tremendous heart and determination. And let's not forget about Jalen Noel off the bench, providing a crucial spark with 16 points. It seemed like the Pelicans were ready to snap their skid, but the Lakers had other plans. Now let's talk about the Lakers' response, and who better to lead the charge than Anthony Davis. Just a night after posting 40 points in San Antonio, AD was back to his beastly best. He racked up 31 points and grabbed 14 rebounds, hitting the 30-point mark for the 8th time this season. AD was relentless, dominating the paint and proving why he's one of the most formidable big men in the league. And then it was King James' time to shine. Although his record-breaking 4-game triple-double streak came to an end, LeBron reminded everyone why he's the greatest closer in the game. With the Lakers trailing late in the fourth quarter, LeBron buried back-to-back three-pointers, taking the wind out of the Pelicans' sails and flipping the script. Those clutch shots put the Lakers up 101-97 with just 37 seconds to play. And let's take a moment to spotlight Lakers rookie Dalton Knecht. Starting in place of the injured Cam Reddish, Knecht seized his opportunity and lit up from beyond the arc, draining 5 three-pointers and finishing with a career-high 27 points. Talk about stepping up under pressure. This kid showed his real potential. Props to the Pelicans for fighting tooth and nail despite their injury woes and depleted roster. Trey Murphy III was given the night off as he recovers from a hamstring injury, but even with just 10 players suited up, they pushed the Lakers to the limit. Their grit was undeniable, but ultimately they couldn't seal the deal. So what sealed the game? The Lakers' dominance in the paint. Outscoring the Pelicans 52-40 inside proved to be a deciding factor. It's performances like these that show the Lakers are more than just their stars. Their team built to find different ways to win. And the Lakers wrapped up against the Pelicans 104-99. And last night we had an absolute banger game at TD Gardens between the Boston Celtics and the Toronto Raptors. Coming into the game, the Celtics were looking to bounce back after a tough NBA Cup loss to Atlanta earlier this week, while the Raptors on a 6-game skid were desperate to snatch their first road win of the season. The first half set the tone with both teams trading blows. Jakob Poeltl was a man on a mission, dominating the paint with relentless energy and putting up a career-high 35 points on a staggering 16 of 19 shooting. RJ Barrett wasn't far behind, adding 25 points and 10 rebounds, giving Toronto every reason to believe this might be their night. But Boston wouldn't let up. Jason Tatum, despite some quiet moments, showcased why he's a superstar, dropping 24 points and snagging 11 rebounds. Jaylen Brown led the charge with 27 points, while Al Horford and Derek White chipped in with crucial 18-point performance. And then the moment of truth. Regulation winding down, tied at 112. Barrett drives the lane, gets fouled by Brown with under a minute left, but misses the free throw. The Celtics strike back with Kata stepping up big in place of Drew Holiday, and Kata nails a driving layup, giving Boston the edge. But the Raptors weren't done. They challenged an out-of-bound call, won it, and had one last shot. Barrett tried to make magic, but Kata with a monstrous block said not today. With 20.2 seconds left, the Celtics took control, and as the clock ticked down in overtime, the arena held its breath. Tatum gets the ball, sizes up his defender, and bang! Jason Tatum drills a three at the buzzer to seal the game. Celtics take it 126-123 in an absolute heartstopper. The Celtics improved to 11-3, showcasing why TD Garden remains a fortress. For Toronto, it's a heartbreaking 7th straight loss despite a valiant effort led by Poeltl and Barrett. And let's not forget about the Dallas Mavericks facing off against the San Antonio Spurs last night. It was an intense showdown, especially for the Spurs, who were missing their superstar center Victor Wembanyama out with a knee bruise, but it didn't stop this matchup from being an absolute roller coaster. Kyrie Irving, returning after a brief absence due to a shoulder sprain, came back with a bang, matching Daniel Gafford with 22 points each. The Mavericks bench was on fire, contributing a season-high 54 points. That depth played a huge role in turning the tide for Dallas. But hold on, Luka Doncic, who we're used to seeing light up the scoreboard, had a quieter night by his standards with just 16 points. Even so, his court vision was as sharp as ever, adding 6 rebounds and 6 assists in just 28 minutes. Kyrie was making it look easy out there, slicing through defenders, nailing shots, and showcasing that smooth dribble we all know and love. His energy sparked the team and set the tone. Now let's talk Spurs. With Wembanyama out, Zach Collins stepped into the spotlight, dropping a season-high 20 points. Julian Champagne added 13, all in the first half, giving San Antonio hope. Without Wembanyama anchoring the paint, they struggled to find that defensive edge. One of the game's turning points came with just under 3 minutes to go in the first half. The game was tied 47 when Gafford denied Trey Jones at the rim. What happened next? PJ Washington Jr. hustled, stripped the rebound, and found Najee Marshall on the break for a layup. That play put the Mavericks ahead for good and shifted momentum their way. The third quarter is where things really got away from the Spurs. The Mavs came out firing, outscoring San Antonio 38-18 in that period. The stat that says it all, Dallas shot an incredible 59.1% in the third, while the Spurs floundered at just 22.7%. And Dallas knew exactly how to exploit Wembanyama's absence. They dominated the paint, outscoring the Spurs 46-22 through 3 periods. It was a clinic on both ends of the floor. So with this 110-93 victory, the Mavericks not only snapped their losing streak, but sent a message that their depth and talent can step up when needed. And last night's game against the Sacramento Kings and the Utah Jazz was one for the books. And at the heart of it, one unstoppable force named De'Aaron Fox. Coming off an insane 60-point performance just 24 hours earlier, Fox wasn't here to rest. Oh no, he was back with a vengeance. Dropping a jaw-dropping 49 points, the Kings star guard was a one-man wrecking crew. He went 16 for 30 from the field, drilled 14 of 19 free throws, and even dished out 9 assists with 2 crucial steals. His 109 points over 2 games, that's the most in franchise history, surpassing the great DeMarcus Cousins. But Fox wasn't the only King putting in work. Kevin Huerter lit up the floor with 18 points, while Trey Lyles provided a solid 17. With Sabonis and Malik Monk sidelined, the Kings needed everyone to step up, and they did just that. The Jazz weren't about to roll over though. Lauri Markkanen showed his all-star pedigree with 25 points, while Colin Sexton and rookie Keontae George added 18 and 19 points respectively. Even Jordan Clarkson chipped in with 17 off the bench, giving the Jazz a real fighting chance. Now let's jump to the turning point of the game. The Jazz were up 89-78 late in the third, and things were looking bleak for Sacramento. But the Kings found their rhythm just in time, with De'Aaron Fox leading the charge and setting the tone. And with just a minute left on the clock, Jordan McLaughlin hit a clutch three-pointer to put the Kings up 118-116, shifting the momentum for good. The Kings held their ground in the final moments, sealing the game 121-117. And if you missed last night's jaw-dropping showdown between the Charlotte Hornets and the Milwaukee Bucks, don't worry, because we've got you covered. The Hornets traveled to Milwaukee for what turned out to be one of the most thrilling games of the season. And trust me, this one didn't disappoint. Charlotte's own LaMelo Ball led the way, scoring 26 points with a mind-blowing 19 of those coming in the second half. But it wasn't just the scoring that had people talking. He came up clutch when it mattered most. Now let's talk about the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. He recorded his first triple-double of the season, dropping 22 points, grabbing 15 boards, and dishing out 12 assists. This guy was everywhere on the court, doing everything he could to will the Bucks to victory, and he nearly did, but we'll get to the finish in a second. With under a minute left, the Hornets were clinging to a 4-point lead when Milwaukee's Pat Connaughton took matters into his own hands. First, he nailed a deep three-pointer to cut the lead to 1. Then after a miss from Ball, Connaughton attacked the line, finishing strong and putting the Bucks up by 1 with just 19 seconds left. It looked like Milwaukee was about to steal this game, but LaMelo wasn't done. On the following possession, he drove the right side of the lane and drew contact from Giannis. 7.3 seconds left on the clock. The refs blew the whistle and the Bucks bench was not happy. They argued that Ball simply fell, but with no challenges left, the call stood. LaMelo stepped up and sank both free throws with ice in his veins, giving the Hornets a 115-114 lead. And then came the moment that had fans holding their breath. Giannis, with one final chance to win it for Milwaukee, took a pull-up jumper from the foul line as the clock ticked down to 0. The ball arced high and rimmed out. Hornets fans went wild as Charlotte secured a nail-biting 115-114 victory. Miles Bridges made a huge impact in his return, contributing 19 points, while Diabeta was a monster on the glass with 12 points and a career-high 14 rebounds. He joined an elite group, becoming only the 9th player in the Hornets' history to grab at least 10 offensive rebounds in a game. On the Bucks side, Bobby Portis Jr. played a pivotal role off the bench, putting up 21 points, and Price led Milwaukee's scoring with 23. And one key stat that made the difference, rebounding. The Hornets dominated the boards, out-rebounding the Bucks 53-40, and they did this without their main centers. So there you have it, folks. If you want more games, recaps, and highlights like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.